Hello there, beautiful friends from around the world. I am going to be your host, Blackenfist, and today I'm going to be talking about the extended edition of Battle of Gods. Yeah, the Blu-ray release that contains 20 extra minutes of this movie, which is kind of exciting considering the fact that the theatrical version had a lot less in comparison. This video here is mainly just going to be talking about the extended scenes and the Blu-ray and special features themselves. If you want a full-on Battle of Gods review of this movie, then I'll have to point you in another direction with my Battle of Gods review, which will be in the description. It also has the theatrical and extended edition versions of this movie, so if you prefer one of the version or the other, you have it in here. So even if you don't care much for the extended edition, I'd suggest that you still pick it up if you just want the theatrical version. So how did the extended edition go? Most of the extended footage in this movie is not new extra scenes, but just extra things added to the scenes that were already there. Like, for instance, when Beerus and Whis are talking at the beginning of the movie, a couple of more lines were exchanged than there were in the theatrical version of the movie. And that's the gist of most of this. A lot of the extended scenes are just that. Most of the extended scenes are just extra lines, maybe gags that were not used, and other characters that were just inexplicably cut from the movie. Like, for instance, Mr. Satan had two little tiny scenes that were cut for one reason or another. If I had to guess, the main reason why they cut this out of the movie is probably due to pacing. My guess is that when they made Battle of Gods, they just slimmed it down so that the pacing could be just a bit faster in the theatrical version. I must say that I'm glad to have seen among some of my favorite extended scenes that were in here was definitely Mr. Satan's extra scenes that were in here, and of course, who would have guessed, the extended scenes with Pilaf and his gang. That was pretty obvious. Coming into the movie, I was coming in with a mindset thinking that the extended edition was definitely going to be the superior version to the theatrical version. I mean, that's 20 extra minutes. However, having watched it, I must say that there are cons and pros to both of the versions of the movies. Some people that really don't care for extra fluff or extra moments, they're probably going to be leaning towards more the theatrical version where pacing is just a little tiny bit faster. But if you're a completionist and want to see it all, then you're definitely going to want to have the extended edition regardless of whether the pacing's faster because you want all those scenes. I would say that the extended edition is the better version just because you get to see everything and you get all the little tiny tidbits of information from this movie. There's also another thing I noted. After watching the movie again, I must say that Sean Schimmel's performance as King Kai was a bit different, I have to say. Now, it sounded a little strange the second time around. I don't know why I didn't pick up on it at first. Now, just because it's strange and different doesn't mean it's bad. I just mean that his performance did sound a little bit more raspy and rough than I usually remember the way Sean Schemmel performs King Kai. So, that was just a bit different. I'm not sure if this is the way Sean Schemmel performed King Kai in Dragon Ball Kai. I haven't watched that very much, so I'm not sure if he did it like that there. But in this movie, it definitely sounds different than what I remember him by. But if there's another thing that we must talk about in this movie is definitely the Blu-ray special features. Which I have to say that in a Dragon Ball release, I am very happy that we got Blu-ray special features or special features at all, because that is something that I really want in a lot of Dragon Ball releases that really don't have them. The special features are, of course, the usual suspects like trailers and textless ending theme songs, but the real meat of it is the behind the scenes with the voice actors where you get to see them work on the movie. You get a glimpse, a window into how the process of dubbing a movie is, which could be interesting to those types of fans. And also, the other special feature is once again a glimpse into the window of how the voice actors actually perform these characters when the movie's actually running, which is an interesting little thing. One thing that maybe perhaps I would have wanted was perhaps an interview with the cast, but even though that wasn't there, at least there is something on the special features list, which is something that we really don't get in a lot of Dragon Ball releases, so I'm pretty happy about that. But regardless, I hope that they will continue this trend and add more special features to their future Dragon Ball releases. It can never hurt to add special features. That's pretty much most of the things that go with the extended edition. As I said before, if you want to see my full Battle of Gods review, you can check the link in the description where I do go more in depth on other things, but this video here is just covering the Blu-ray and the extended edition itself. I also want to direct your attention to another one of my video partners who has not done a Battle of Gods review at all, and he will be putting his Battle of Gods review, of course I'm talking about Qaamans, for the first time on his channel. So if you finally want to hear what Qaamans has to think about Battle of Gods, you can also check that out in the description. It was very awesome to see this movie again, especially on my TV, and to know that there's new Dragon Ball things still coming out, another movie coming out next year, and just the fact that a series from the 80s is getting this much love. I mean, you don't see many series from the 80s still going as strong as Dragon Ball today. Maybe there's a handful, but that's just it. There's only a handful of series. So I'm very glad about that. But anyway, guys, until next time, I'm Blackenfist,